how would you kind of assess the way you played today? How did you feel like?
There's always room for improvement, but I think I followed the game plan pretty well and did what I could.
Questions?
Dorian, what was the message from Coach Kelly after you came off the field after that first interception?
Just asked me what I was seeing. I gave him an answer, and it was just move on and we'll look at it in film.
What did you tell him that you saw?
We planned for a look. They gave me that look, and I told them I saw that look, and that was it.
Theo, overall, after 3 games, how would you assess kind of the state of where the offense is right now?
Obviously, it's a brand new offense. We're still working on gelling, getting together. We have new faces on the line. We have true freshmen who are playing at receiver, at the running back spot, obviously Dorian Smith. So everybody's just getting used to each other and just trying to get the play calls down. And it's a process, but we'll be there, and we just have to keep faith.
Theo, I know this is your 3rd year here, so you have other experiences to go back on. How tough was this tonight? Where does it rank in terms of the toughest games you've had to play?
It was tough. Obviously, my freshman year wasn't really a great year for UCLA, and that was tough. But tonight was different. But like I said, we can't dwell on this. We have a bye week. We can really take advantage of that and get some good film in and study Colorado and just get back to it.
Questions?
Dorian and Theo, I know you guys have put in a lot of effort and want this team to do well. To put in all that effort and not have a win this far in the season, how do you keep that from kind of being deflating for you guys going forward?
I'd say just lean on each other. I come from a background of not very losing very much, so this is definitely something new to me and something I have to get used to. And some of my actions I think tonight were not up to standard for being a quarterback at all, so I apologize to my team for that. And so those things have to get corrected, and just staying positive and leaning on each other.
This is for anyone of you guys. When the score was 16-14 in the 3rd quarter, you guys are coming back, and then they scored 14 unanswered points. If you had to kind of break it down to a simple sentence of what kind of led to that breakaway by them, what would you say were the main factors in it?
It basically came down to penalties that didn't need to be made, and just mistakes here and there. We got to communicate more, and so on both sides of the ball. So I think that was the biggest thing. I think penalties really killed us tonight, and so that's something we'll have to clean up. So
yeah, I would say the same thing. It's mainly due when we have quick changes, especially if the offense turns the ball over, stuff like that. It's about attitude and how we come on the field. I think overall as a team we can have a better attitude when we're getting on the field and not get down on ourselves when sudden changes happen or offense turns over the ball or defense gives us a big play. It's just a matter of how we can pick up our team and stuff like that. And also penalties. I know I had one in a game where it was kind of in a gray area, roughing the passer. You always want to get the big hit on the quarterback, but it's kind of a gray area and when you should let off and when you should really keep going. But I would say it comes down to penalties, and that's something we can work on during practice and stuff like that. And just learning. It's a big learning lesson, especially early in the season. It's still early, which I have to say, but big learning lessons with penalties and stuff like that. So.
Any other questions?
Yeah. So you scored back-to-back touchdowns, making 16-14. How do you, moving forward, how do you think you can kind of be able to carry the momentum from that a little more instead of letting it die down?
It all just goes back to penalties again. I think once we get a drive going and then we have a penalty here, or the defense is on 3rd down and we have a penalty here that lets them get the drive, keep going, and stuff like that. It all comes down to just making the least amount of mistakes, and so kudos to Fresno. They made the least amount of mistakes tonight, so that's why they won.
Quentin, 3 games into the season, how would you kind of assess where the defense is right now?
We kind of got off to a slow start, I would say, especially this game. I think it's a matter of our attitude again. You saw during the Oklahoma game, we came out strong, came out with the 3 and out, which was awesome. But I think during this game, we kind of, I wouldn't say underestimated our opponent, but we weren't to the level of mental preparation where we wanted to be. 3 games into the season, that's still early. I would consider that it's still early. We still have a whole Pac-12 to get through. It's just a learning process. We have a lot of young guys, especially on defense and offense. Defensively, I think we're going to step it up. You're going to see us in practice working even harder, hitting on guys, which is self-criticism, which is the biggest thing, especially me and some of the older guys, some of the veterans, which we can do a better job of self-criticism on the younger guys and even on ourselves. And a matter of we have to take this team by our hands. We have to put it in our hands. So I'd say even though we're 0-3 defensively, I think we have a lot of potential. So we're gonna come out strong in the Pac-12, and I know we have hope in our defense. So we're gonna do good.
Final question?
Quentin, in the second quarter, it looked like you guys had figured some things out about the Fresno offense. What adjustments did you make, and then what happened in the second half?
It was mainly, I would say we like defensively in the back end, we kind of had disciplined eyes. It was they were doing a lot of motion stuff and a lot of misdirection stuff. I just told the guys, like, calm down, read your run pass keys, have good eyes, and we just started to hustle. I could see our weight room preparation and stuff like that started to kick in. It wasn't mainly due to scheme stuff. It was more we just played with more effort and more energy. So I think that's the biggest thing that came out in the second half and the second quarter. So.